Going live in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third episode of the UN podcast. Yes. This is your boy Irfan Ahmad as a co-host, and we got
Jose Cardona.
I'm William Ellington.
And I am more than delighted to introduce the one, the only, UCLA's own future politician in the making. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Political science major, coupled with an economics major. This man is the real deal. He's worked with assembly members. He's worked with everybody at the local level. And he is very well versed, and what he's going to be dealing with today. And we're going to be chiming in. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Osvaldo Figueroa.
Hello.
Yeah, so today's going to be a jam-packed episode. We got a lot to talk about, but first, what made you want to be a politician, Ozzy? Like, we don't hear this a lot, right? We hear people wanting to change the world and stuff, but what made being a politician stand out to you?
Yeah, so I think a major inspiration, and it's kind of a silly inspiration, but it was like superheroes, I think. I always wanted to be one as a little kid, and I guess the closest thing I could do to be one was a politician. And growing up, I always had the TV on, always had the news on, and I saw all the struggles people had. I saw all the struggles my family had. I'm a first-gen student, and my mom and my father were immigrant. They immigrated here from Mexico, and I saw firsthand the struggles that they encountered, and I want to put my foot forward and help other families who are undergoing the same struggles, so they don't have to feel the same, they don't have to undergo the same mistakes my family went, and also they don't have to feel misguided and lost. I want to be a helping hand to everyone I can,
Yeah, that's powerful, honestly. What do you guys think? I mean, come on, future politician here. Go ahead.
Hopefully.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, D.
So how do you plan to be a politician? Do you plan to go into office first, or what do you plan, to start your own, what do you want to do?
Well, I think I want to enter in legislation. That's what I've kind of been building my my little resume for. I worked under my local assemblywoman. Shout out Assemblywoman Blanca Rubio of the 48th District.
Yeah, shout out.
Wait, they're not going to be able to hear, though.
Yes, they are.
Oh, they can? Oh, that's perfect.
Bro.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
But and then I just want to slowly integrate myself. I'm already connected with her, and then her sister is a senator, and I just want to build myself. I want to build myself a reputation of just helping people and showing that I'm committed to the cause.
Go ahead.
So honestly, I've heard a lot about at least just talking about personal life first, and then I'll ask about yours. I remember hearing. This might just be either just my childhood, or there might be some similar experiences where I don't know what energy we give off, but then people will be like, you would make such a good president one day, or you're gonna make a change. Have you ever heard something like that in your childhood, and that kind of reinforced you? Or let's talk about childhood and politics and whatnot.
Okay, that's a good way to start.
Who has told baby Ozzy that he is a prospect? Come on, let's hear this.
Yeah, I guess my mom, but honestly, it wasn't necessarily anyone who told me that. I just nobody told me I couldn't do it, and I never told myself I couldn't do it. So I always pushed myself to be in this field where there's not much information about it, and then also it's definitely looked down upon, especially in in society, when people talk about politics, people don't want to talk about politics. People, it's definitely a dividing factor, and I don't want to be a person who, enables that polarization between society. I want to connect people. That's my goal. I want to connect people. I want to help people. I want to bring people together.
Right. Yeah, see, because we talked about this in the first episode about the people that say politics isn't for me, or that doesn't concern me, and this and that. And I was talking to an old head, or I shouldn't call him that, and a wise old oak tree the other day.
Yeah.
And he gave me this quote. It was something along the lines of, a man who minds his own business and does his own thing, and then claims that he has no business in politics, is a man that has no business at all. Basically saying that if you're not civically engaged to some extent, you have no business being a part or being a part of society, essentially. So I love that because we see so many kids on campus talking about, I don't really get involved with that. I don't have an opinion or this and that. It's just a lack of, there's misinformation and then a lack of education. And I think lack of education is worse because you're susceptible to anything. But yeah, no, what do you guys think? What do you guys have you guys gone out to search information? Are you guys more engaged now than you were in high school, or what's that look? What's it look like?
Well, me personally, I'm definitely more engaged. As growing up, I was never big into politics, but I mean, there's just so much stuff happening around us. It's good to stay like engaged, know what's happening around you.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I'm the same level of engaged, if not more so than I was back in my childhood.
Yeah.
Because I was a woke little boy who, oh my goodness, my throat is dry. But
Yo.
They're fine. I remember hearing a lot of things, especially in quarantine. I want to say that's when I wokeified more. If you weren't woke in 2020 during quarantine, what were you doing? First off,
Oh my goodness.
but I feel like because now I am 18 and I can do my civic duty of voting. Yes, I can vote.
There you go.
I try my best, and I want to make sure that I do it, especially in the local level, when it comes to like state elections, when it comes to freaking voting for the president. I want to be able to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And then even after and before election season, it's always good to make sure you know exactly what people are running on, what different propositions are, and like if this is going to be a benefit for society and, you know, things like that.
Yeah, I like that. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think, Jose? What's pressing Jose's mind right now?
What? Well, I was registered to vote in Minnesota, so last year was my first time I voted. Did you vote this year or in California? Did you No, but technically I could have voted since I was a resident at one of the halls. You could have voted on Prop 50, but I was not trying to wait in line. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
was
you're
like
just not
3
committed.
hours, yeah.
Yeah, you waited. I know you did, Ozzy.
Well, no, I actually I voted early.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised coming from Mr. Pre-Politician over here.
All right. The first like interactions I've had with you is when you were talking about some global conflicts.
Oh, yeah.
You're very well versed in it. I think a lot of people should like take notes on what you have learned in your own research. You know,
I appreciate it. I think we all have a certain niche or something that we're well versed in because it directly impacts us, right? Yeah. I mean, like with foreign, I'm not afraid to say if there's anything about the uneducated nobodies, we don't give a single shit. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're talking about the conflict, not conflict, it's a genocide. It's a genocide going on in Gaza right now that Israel's been imposing for quite some time now, over 2 years. And we're talking about it. And that was actually one of the first interactions I had with Ozball over here. And these two, I'm not sure if you guys were there at the dinner, but these are conversations we need to be having. So
yeah, I do remember at the dinner.
Yeah,
it was in the private
B-play.
dining room.
Yeah, week zero. Week zero friend group for those of you out there who may not know.
It was
shout out week zero friend groups.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, and these are conversations we need to be having.
Yeah,
so.
It was you.
Yeah,
and it was like 8 other people.
Yeah,
something like that.
The OG.
It was a lot.
Yeah, week zero friend group just fell apart so quick.
Hey, we still follow each other on Instagram.
There you go. That's all that matters.
That's still close friend.
Yeah. Were you there? I don't know.
I was not there.
You're not there.
Oh yeah, he was.
Okay. Yeah.
He was back home.
That's true.
Or not back home. He was
at a
with his
hotel.
family.
Yeah.
At a hotel.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of conversations we need to be having, you got to tell us. I mean, in this endeavor you've had for how long have you wanted to be doing this now? Like a couple years now, I'd say.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah. So I want you to give us your worst interaction you've ever had, whether it be like a constituent or a voter or someone you had to work with, or even like a colleague or a fellow student. Like, what is the worst debate or argument you've ever had with someone? This can include a crash out or anything. You got to tell us.
I think it wasn't with me. Every time I have debates, I think I'm pretty like civil. I never like crash out or anything because I think when in regards to debates, everyone wants to be right. But I think what we have to be looking for when we have these debates, just looking for middle ground. We're looking for compromise. Like we debate each other because we want to find a solution, and the only way we can find a solution is by putting aside our differences and uniting towards like a common goal. But I remember seeing some some girl in like on Broomwalk. She was like screaming at this like the religion is for the weak guy.
Oh my goodness!
And, like,
you guys have seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think like no matter the extent of like what someone can say to you, or no matter the hate. I mean, I don't know what they were saying, but I just think for when it comes to politics, when it comes to beliefs, anything like that, I think it's important to take whatever someone says to you like carefully and like listen to them, but it isn't your responsibility to necessarily agree with them. Just see where they're coming from and understand them, and like, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all have, we're all the same in many ways, and I think a lot of us like tend to look at the differences. What defines us? What separates us? And I think, yeah, like they have differences in what they believe in. They might not see eye to eye, but there is some virtue in everybody's belief, and I don't want anyone to feel like what they believe in is incorrect. Like I find myself agreeing with people who, or I find myself agreeing with people who don't necessarily see eye to eye with me, but I can find the common ground and see that the way things are right now in politics, especially, like they're not the way they should be. But I feel like we're on a path right now where things are getting better. Like, have you seen the recent election in New York City or Prop 50 passing? Like, I know you're talking about that. Did you vote, Willie?
I did.
You did. How was that? How did it feel?
Honestly, because I'm so serious. I love my mom for this too.
Yeah.
The last day to vote, my mom wakes me up with a text at, I think it was 8 a.m. when she sent it. She makes a group chat, me, my sister, and my mom have a group chat together. She texts me and my sister in that group chat. She says, "Good morning, my exceptional adult children. I hope you voted. Did you guys vote?" And then she texts a few hours later and asks, "Did you guys vote?" I say, "Yeah, I did vote." Yeah.
Civic duty.
My civic duty.
Yeah, you did. Unlike the person to the right of you, but
Our favorite Montevidean.
yeah.
Vidoian.
Dude, it passed. That's all that matters. It passed.
That's all that matters. I appreciate what you had to say in regards to that, because we just live in a time now where people are literally getting offed for their political takes. I'm sure we all know who I'm talking about. But that shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be happening, and we shouldn't live in such a place where people have to fear for their lives simply for an opinion that they have. Because as oh my God, here's what I will say. You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Why not? It wasn't too long ago. It was barely 2 months ago. Okay. I was never necessarily a fan of Charlie Kirk. I thought he was APAC bought and sold, and I just did not appreciate the things he had to say. He didn't, like, for example, he didn't believe Gaza existed. He didn't think it had a right to be a state and all that. And I think as an American, right, your right to have and obtain liberty, your right to be independent, your right to live in a place where you feel comfortable, a place where you have basic rights like any other citizen. I think as an American, it's fundamental to be able to give this right or believe in this right for everybody universally, right? And so when you have someone that spews things like Palestinians don't exist, Palestine is not a real thing, that the genocide is not ongoing, I think you're doing so much damage. So I was never a fan. But what I will say, he didn't deserve to die, right? I mean, you guys can put in your 2 cents here, but what I will also say is I don't think he was a martyr for free speech. I don't think he died for this cause of people being able to speak freely. And you're probably wondering why. What makes you say that? The guy advocated, or the guy spoke out against people that were disagreeing with him and advocated for them to be deported. I don't know if you guys know Mehdi Hassan. He's a journalist. He did that 1v20, actually killed it. Shout out to that dude. But he wanted Mehdi Hassan deported because of his take on the Constitution. And I just think that's against the freedom of speech. You wanting someone out of this country because of their opinions is a violation of freedom of speech. You don't believe in it, therefore. So yeah, I don't think he was a martyr for free speech, and I wasn't a fan, but what I will say is he didn't deserve to die. So yeah, that's kind of what we've come to. But I have hope for our generation, so I mean, what do you guys think? You guys are just looking at me like, man.
There we go. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I thought my mic got cut out because I couldn't hear myself breathing. But what I will say, I I'm also in the same boat as Irfan, where I was never really a fan of him. I would, what do you call it? How do I phrase this? Because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't keeping up to date with what Charlie Kirk was saying all the time.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really a fan of the guy. So if he said anything, it was most likely going to be something that I rolled my eyes at, especially where he was like, this might be a rough quoting, or I really don't want to be wrong, but I swear I remember him saying that, like, if he were to get on a plane and he saw a black pilot,
I saw that exactly.
Yeah, he would say, I really hope he can fly that plane.
Yeah.
I would assume that a pilot, whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're whatever, if they're flying a plane, they probably passed pilot school.
Yeah.
So,
or Myron, you guys seen that clip where Myron's like, it has to be a dude flying the plane, otherwise the woman's gonna crash it, more likely to crash it. Dude, fresh X fit, fresh and fit, dude. These kind,
yeah.
Anyways, you were saying, it's crazy stuff.
Especially with, because I feel like more after he died, that's when I was hearing a lot of the things that he had said.
Yeah.
Especially about the black community. And of course, I'm not going to say, I am not going to say he deserved to die. He did not deserve to die.
Mm-hmm.
He did not deserve to die. I guess I can say that he didn't deserve to.
Sorry. Oh my God, that was the wrong sound effect. I'm so sorry.
He didn't deserve to die, but while he was alive, I just didn't appreciate the hate that he spoke out into the world.
Wrong sound effect thing. I'm so sorry. So I don't know. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys got the gist of it by now, but he's basically calling out Matt Walsh for working for Ben Shapiro and aligning with everything Ben Shapiro has to say, because whatever Shapiro says goes. And I think that's dangerous. I think when you have people that are forsaking their morals, when you throw your own ideas out the window, you stand for nothing. And as a wise man once said, a man that stands for everything is a man that stands for nothing. So if you stand for everything your boss says, you won't have your own line of thought, your opinion. Like, how would you guys feel if Julio Franco was like, whatever I say goes, and you believe whatever?
Great example,
yeah. Like, I don't think I fully agree with Julio Frank. So I'd be like, Julio Frank, I'm going to take back my offer to be your lawyer in 7 years if you keep up with this. I tell you guys about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you met Julio Frank.
Yeah, Chancellor. Yeah.
He's still on the
True
Instagram
ambassadors.
page.
Yeah, that's true.
Ambassadors.
True. Yeah, we're still up there. We're the DEI of the page for those of you that don't.
So
yeah,
we're gonna be in pamphlets.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in so many pamphlets.
Yeah, exactly.
Afghan, Mexican, black.
Yeah, Mexican 2.0. Pre-politician.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We have to hone in on this.
That's like the first time I heard like that term, though. Pre-politician. I've never heard anyone come.
Oh, I just said that because I was like, it was fun.
Not pre-law, pre-politician.
Well, I mean, like, I know what I want to do, and I don't want to like say like, oh, I'm gonna do law just to like say I'm doing law. Like, I know exactly what I want to do, and
I like
I'm
that.
not gonna. I mean, like, I'm interested in law school, but it's not the end goal. I think I will personally be fulfilled by helping people in the legislative process. I think taking a stand, doing what I believe in. I side with the political party, but it doesn't mean every belief that they have, every side that they have, every choice that they want me to take, doesn't mean I would take it.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. You have to stand for whatever you believe in. And I mean, like you said, Julio Frank and us, like he's an older man with different values. He will never understand the same things we do.
Yeah.
And I think it's a problem with also like with politics now. There's a lot of older people in that field that are making decisions that are supposed to represent us, but they don't really represent us, do they?
Not really, especially with the neoconservatives, and they know who they are. The war hawks of the 2000s, the reasons why we went into Iraq, and the reasons why we have such shitty foreign policy. You know what? Spit me a fun fact right now. Everybody here, go. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Fun fact. Fun fact, actually, really, really sad fact.
Yeah.
I can't. No. Do you have? Please tell me someone gets that reference.
I thought you were gonna say like a scientific fact.
No, please tell me someone
I
gets
get
that
the right.
reference.
You explained it to me the other day. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have any fun facts right now.
Okay, then what do you think about these people that I just talked about? What do you think?
I feel like, especially with like the idea that like the founding fathers didn't have this in mind. The founding fathers didn't have a lot of things in mind. Mind you,
you're a founding father.
Okay.
No, I see where he's coming from. Yeah.
But I mean it in the sense of like the founding fathers, I don't know how many of them did, but I know a lot of founding fathers owned slaves. George Washington, I'm pretty sure like his teeth were from his slaves. They didn't have a lot of people in mind. They didn't have and does that mean that Matt Walsh went thinking James Madison didn't have these people in mind? Does he think that we should all just get out of America now? Like,
yeah.
What now?
Exactly. And then I don't know if they were bumping Kesha back then or not. So
yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, exactly. So like, just because it wasn't around, I really like that point, that because it didn't exist in that kind of society, you can't say for sure what these people would have thought of. Obviously, we can use their writings and what they contributed, but come on, man. We're American. Like, come on. We know that we have to have a tolerance for everybody, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And, even like as a Christian nationalist, you're taught to love your neighbor. Not, Jesus never said I'm sorry to get religious. Like, he never said love your religion. He said love your neighbor, love thy neighbor. So I think this is just crazy coming from a guy like Matt Walsh. But, I mean, this isn't my first time. I'm sure it's not your guys' first time coming across someone like this. But Mr. Politician, have you ever come across someone that was just intolerant of these kinds of people?
Yeah, but I think I gotta agree with you, Willie. I think the fact is, they didn't have this in mind when they were creating, America. But also, I think America itself has evolved in many ways that nobody else could have foreseen. Nobody could have foreseen the implementation of, minorities within, the social classes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that we were able to evolve, the fact that we were able to include people, the fact that we are able to, how do I say this? Embrace these other cultures and, unite together. That's, to me, what it means to be American. It's not necessarily, we all have a vision of what being an American looks like, an individual, but in reality, we shouldn't have a figure in mind when we think of what it means to be true American. For me, I don't know why I think of some blonde, blue-eyed, blue-eyed white guy, but
Aryan,
yeah. But I hope someday in the future, when kids think, oh, like what does it mean to be a true American? They can think of themselves. They can think of their other friends. I mean, look at this friend group. We're all for the most part American.
For the most part, it's kind of crazy.
Well, weren't you born in? Oh, Texas. My bad. But anyways, I strongly believe that everyone in this room, anyone that, you don't even have to be, to me, you don't have to be born in America to have American values. American values is the idea, to me, is, looking at your neighbor, looking at someone in front of you and accepting them, embracing them, and, you being together, like having that togetherness and, evolving from there, bringing, like, using each other's resources and, just doing good, it sounds so simplistic, but in reality, it shouldn't be. It sounds so niche and nuanced to treat people with kindness, but it's a struggle that many people have in America. And like, to bring it back to that point where someone was, generally calling someone like, so I know a student who was calling someone, a prick for what they believed in. Yeah. Even if I didn't believe with that person, I think we shouldn't announce what someone believes in. We are all humans. Like, I want to bring this point across, because we should be, a species of kindness, of empathy, of compassion, who understand each other. I think it's important to stand for what you believe in, for sure, but never stand against somebody. Never push somebody out of your way just because of what you believe in.
Yeah.
It should never come at the cost of anyone's lives, to bring it back to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Or of your own, pride, like, being lobbied. I can't say if I'll be lobbied.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know where I'm casting my vote.
I'm joking. You know.
Yeah.
And then on bringing it back to like American values, I like how you bring up the fact that like you don't have to be America or you don't have to be American or born in America to have American values.
Yeah.
Because I feel like consistently I'm not sure what it is. It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And
there you go.
You have life. You can want life and want a better life without being born in America. You can have that value. You can want liberty.
Freedom.
You can want the or you can strive to, or strive for the pursuit of happiness, you know.
The American dream.
Yeah.
So why is the current system of America, you know, making it difficult for people to pursue their American dream? I think I don't know why, I just have hope in this country specifically, and it sounds crazy, I don't know, but I believe, you know, we can be better, we can do better if we just look at one another and take away the hate we have in our heart. I mean, I try every day to, you know, smile at people because it's the smallest thing you can do, but small things like that, it'll make it easier for you to connect with people, because that's, at the end of the day, that's, as humans, that's what we crave to do, connection. So like, you know, socializing, we need to do that, not just as a human, but also as an American. We are all different, but we thrive with this diversity. And I think connecting, you know, swallowing that pride and then just embracing each other, that's important. That's what we need right now.
Yeah, I love that. And just to also tie back on American views and just what it means to be American, it's a universal idea, right? I thought back to this quote that's on the Statue of Liberty. Thank you, France. And it goes like this. Yeah. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. This is giving immigrants hope. Immigrants hope that they have a chance in America. And now we have people basically telling them to get the hell out. You don't belong here. Yeah, exactly. Kick rocks. And it's saddening. And it's saddening that the means of how we're going about it is forcefully ripping families apart, forcing kids to stay back while their parents are deported back overseas. And it's so sad that we've come to this, you know, and then we've have both parties just not allowing for each other whatsoever for any partisan rule. We used to live in a
shutdown.
Exactly. We used to live in a time where both parties stood up for an inaugural speech, regardless of who it was. Shout out Obama. And we just don't have that anymore. And I think, I mean, obviously we weren't really around to experience it. I can't be like, yeah, no, Obama during my time was great. I was like 3 years old. But my point stands that Americans really took that for granted, because we do not have that here whatsoever. And you know, at Charlie Kirk's event, I mean, he had this like memoriam going on. Donald Trump says, the President Trump says something along the lines of, Charlie Kirk loved his enemies, I don't love my enemies. And he's referring to people within this very country. It's not even like he's talking about the CCP. He's talking about the Democrats. He's talking about the people on the left. And that's kind of scary when the president deems people on the other side of the political spectrum, not on the other side of humanity, not on the other side of life or death, on the other side of the political spectrum, your enemies. Like, Republicans aren't my enemies. Democrats aren't my enemies. Independents, libertarians, they're not my enemies. Like, if you're American, even as a human being, like I don't have any. Do you guys have enemies?
Racist.
Do you have any? He's gonna say ICE.
Don't say that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it is just, especially as Americans, like, no one's your enemy. But it's dangerous talking about topics like these sometimes, because, you know, people die talking about things like these, you know, and it's crazy that we live in a time like that. But I mean, if you guys aren't comfortable with sharing your stance, I understand. I mean, I know the UN podcast is fresh, but if you guys have any 2 cents, please.
You know, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the drama is between the Fuentes and the Shapiros and the this feels like Captain America Civil War or something like that. But from what I'm gathering, I guess Matt Walsh is kind of a bootlicker. Who like stands for someone who like hates the things that he is. Like, I feel like, I guess talking about loyalty, because I guess that's what he had mentioned. Like, you can, I guess, have you can have a sense of loyalty towards someone, and then at the same time, if they wrong you, if they say something bad about you or like your community, like, just because you're loyal to them, that doesn't disregard the fact that you can go as a friend and say, hey, that's not cool. Or like, if, you know, I don't know if I should be under the assumption that Matt Walsh thinks Ben Shapiro is his friend and Ben Shapiro thinks Matt Walsh is just an employee or something like that. Are you cutting me off?
No.
We have foreign intervention.
No.
But yeah, you know, you can I don't know what I'm saying, but like you can be a friend to someone, and then if they say something wrong or if they say something hateful, you should be able to call them out. Like, Jose, don't call me the N-word. That's just an example. He doesn't call me the N-word. Don't worry.
Yeah, just clarify. I love that. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, actually, what you said, it reminded me of a quote that I've heard throughout my life, and it's something I live by. And it's a proverb by Aesop. It's in Aesop's Fables, and it's also the motto of Kentucky. United we stand, divided we fall. Now, what that means is, if we're all together, we stand tall. Divided we fall. Like, think of it like Civil War. Like in the Civil War, when we all had, or not we all, we weren't alive back then, but the opposing political parties. Oh, really? Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask.
What were you doing in that past life? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I fought in the revolution. I was a union.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Okay. Union worker over here.
And I see that happening now. I think a lot of people are throwing around Civil War with the current polarization happening in current American politics. But I think if we just stand together, we will stand strong. I think think of any other country that has a sense of unity, a sense of collaboration, a sense of a shared sense of identity. We don't really have one because we all are always trying to define one, but we shouldn't try to define it. And I'm not familiar with Nick Fuentes, but I agree with the sense that like you don't want to align yourself with one person. You should have your own identity, but in that sense, because we have our own identities, we should never we shouldn't be a bootlicker for sure, especially during the hard times.
Especially during hard times.
Yeah.
Especially when Jose rarely speaks. It's a hard time.
He's thinking, he's pondering, he's thinking of something to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Minnesotan mind.
What were we talking about again?
Okay. Anyways, so we're moving on.
Rosalia.
Ladies and gentlemen. Rosalia. She comes out with a new album.
She comes out with a banger album. I mean, we don't have to just talk about Rosalia's album, but I guess we can kind of just, because I listen to the album.
Discussion.
I love this album. It's amazing. And I feel like in a music consumption era where a lot, because there's that notification.
Sorry.
Slowly but surely, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or heard about it, there are a lot of like playlists getting made on like Spotify, for example, and it's filled with the same repetitive either AI instrumental piano music, or it's like this AI artist singing, and you can tell it's not a real song. You can tell there's not a real person behind it, and it's a lot of the same like regurgitated pop things as much. And what I will say, I love pop, but it doesn't have to be repetitive. And Rosalia's Lux.
All right, bro, let's move on, bro. It's too much time. I'm not gonna lie.
It shows that like
no one listens to Rosalia, bro.
So creative in a.
Is she the pop queen?
She is. I wouldn't even say, because what I will say, I don't think she makes like not to say your average pop, but like you can't compare the type of music that she makes to Taylor Swift.
Oh, so pop queen, you had Taylor Swift in mind.
No, I mean it in the sense of like pop. I mean it in the sense of like pop, because like.
Where does Sexy Red come into conversation?
Sexy Red.
He's a big Sexy Red fan.
Sexy Red is not pop.
That's her, right?
You're trying to see what's that? Okay, but no. I mean it in the sense of like, I guess when you because what I will say, I have some hot takes on who I think are some of the best people in different genres.
Oh God.
But at least opposed to other people and their opinions on who the pop is.
By other people, you mean people at this table? Come on, shout out. Yeah, come on, call us out.
Speak your truth.
Yeah, I mean it in the sense of like, I will say that Rosalia does, at least so far, Rosalia has album of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what genre we can say it is. It's classical. It's kind of pop. It's kind of experimental pop, if you want to call it that too.
Oh my God, my mom's FaceTiming me, ladies. I'm so sorry. Here, go ahead. Good, continue.
But is your mom on the phone now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No podcast featuring Mama yet.
Okay. I guess to wrap it up, so we can all talk about music.
Yeah, no, you're having a field day with us.
Go for
basically,
it.
Basically, that album is amazing. I love it, and it's like a smack in the face to a lot of music execs where they think that we've become like lazy music listeners, where we just want a 2-3 minute song with a verse, a catchy chorus, a verse 2, a hook. Like there's like a lot of creativity that goes into making music, and that can't be replaced.
If you guys love that video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, stay tuned for the next episode, because now we're in a new year. And being in a new year, we got newer, better, and stronger ideas and uploads coming just for you guys. So, that being said, stay tuned. Uneducated Nobodies.
Hi.
Out.